Welcome. I'm Alice Alicia Jones, and I have another one of the Living Consciously videos. This time, I'm going to be talking about Moldavite. This is the only crystal that I wear. It's a, and I'm going to be discussing its properties, where it came from, and I will continue this next week for the other ways that it's very important in your life. It's a stone that was introduced to me mm, maybe 15 years ago, uh, maybe less, but I know that from the moment I heard about it, I was fascinated by it. It is a crystal that came to Earth approximately 14.8 million years ago. And what it was an impact with a meteor that crashed into the Earth in roughly the area of the Czech Republic. But the irony to that event, even though that happened 14.8 million years ago, and the bulk of Moldavite is found in the Czech Republic. There are pieces of Moldavite found in every continent in the world. So the impact was so great that it shattered and left its mark on in effectively the entire world. Now, there are three main theories as to where it came from. The first is that as the meteorite fell, it fused with earthen rock. And so it's mainly earthen rock that causes this and that it melted. And the irony is, I know you can't see it very well, but it melted and it you can feel the ridges of the melted glass as they came through the atmosphere. So that's the first, that it's just earth and rock. The second is that it is totally extraterrestrial, that what we have is a lunar volcanic release that then hurtled to the earth, was caught up in the earth's atmosphere, and then melted and came into the earth's atmosphere. That seems a little more far fetched, but in the lunar release, they scientists think that it was something like when it melted, it became something akin to green obsidian. It's green obsidian is the closest color to Moldavite. And then the third, which is probably closer, at least in my lexicon, to where it really came from, was that it's a fusion of the meteorite with the earth. And as the impact caused everything, the rock of the earth, to vaporize, these vapors went as a gas into the atmosphere. And then as this gas fell, it was a it became what we know as Moldavite. Um, it's very, very fascinating to think of it. And they now I this doesn't mean a thing to me, but one of the statements that I read was that it was the equivalent of 6 trillion megatons of power being released, which God knows how many atom bombs that is, or hydrogen bombs, or whatever it is that they have of destructive power. But 14.8 million years ago, the impact that it had on the earth, is that it shifted the magnetic poles. So effectively, North Pole became South Pole, Pole became North Pole, or and I'm not exactly sure if that's the way it shifted or whether the equator became a pole because one of the poles, because on and the research that scientists have done where they've gone in with this mile long drill of taking ice from the North Pole, I do know that they have found foliage that is tropical. So we absolutely do know that the magnetic poles have shifted more than once. Um, that is a scientific fact. And that, I mean, you can imagine how severe that impact had to be for that to happen. The properties associated with Moldavite, and from the moment I was introduced to it, I was told it's the stone of transformation. It's also a stone that if you're not willing to look at your lessons, it will bring your lessons to you. You have no ability to escape them. So, whatever you haven't been willing to look at, whatever has shown up for you that you just didn't want to face, it's in your face. And in my case, interestingly enough, something I had been avoiding for 25 years all of a sudden was something I had to pay immediate attention to. So I can certainly vouch for that part of it. So stone of transformation. Interestingly enough, in the Czech Republic, this is a stone known for to bring harmony into relationships. So as a result, newlyweds give each other the gift of Moldavite in the hopes of having a marital relationship that is harmonious, um, which is a lovely, lovely gesture. What it will do is it will revitalize and activate our personal evolution, our vibrations. It will raise your vibrations. And if you have any kind of resistance to that happening, this can make you sick, or you will feel off, or you will feel something that tells you, I'm not ready for this. I have I have known a person who bought a piece kind of similar to mine and said she had to put it away for at least 6 months before she would try it again, try to wear it because vibrationally she wasn't in a place where she could accept what it had to offer. And for that, you do have to be open. You have to be open and receptive to it. The beauty of Moldavite is it is green. Green is one of the colors of the heart chakra. Green and pink are both associated with the heart chakra. So it always is related to opening the heart chakra. If you have any kind of issues, whether it's because you were raised in an environment where you weren't supported in a loving manner, and you might have been bashed, you might have um, questioned your self worth, you might have had all kinds of issues that would keep your heart closed from yourself then and it's incredible how many times when I have had to look at people's heart chakras, the machinations that people will go through to protect their heart. In one case, I actually saw an iron gate constructed around a heart. and allowing no passage through. And another case, it was like little spears coming out of all the area around the heart because the heart was attacked so many times that it set up barriers and it set, well, not, I guess I wouldn't call them barriers, but it set up a defense mechanism. And so it's been amazing to me to see what people will do with their heart chakra. Um, and it will, like I said, it'll help open and it'll help activate the heart chakra. Another thing that it will do for you is it will give you a sense of being lifted out of your body. If you're using it specifically for meditation, that's your intent, and you're lying there, you might have a piece of Moldavite in your hand. You might be wearing it. You might just clutch it with your closed hand, and you might have another stone in your right hand. Or in the other hand, I know a Herkimer diamond or seraphonite are really good accompaniments for meditation. Then it will actually give you the sensation of you elevating, levitating. So that's kind of neat. Um, it will bring forward for you a focus again of the wounds in your heart chakra. If you were raised in a manner that your life just didn't support you, it's so easy to fall into the trap of victimhood and to stay away from that. You can find ways to effectively learn about why. Why did you agree to these major junctions in your life that were so debilitating to you? These could be karmic areas from a past life. These could be issues from when I say a past life, it could be years ago, millennia ago, eons ago, from another planet, in another dimension. So it's absolutely amazing how you can find a way to bring yourself um, wounds and without even knowing, but having this sense of dread. I always felt like I wasn't worthy. I didn't have the right to. I didn't want to draw attention to myself. I didn't want to be better than. I didn't want to show up. And you can fill in the blanks with after those words. There are so many reasons why we hold ourselves back. We have to uncover them. And by uncovering them, that gives you freedom. It gives you freedom to be the person that you want to be in this lifetime. That was my subject last week. What do you want? Really facing that, really understanding that. What do you want? Not what other people are telling you. What do you want? So focusing and concentrating on that. Another thing that Moldavite does, and I got to the point where I stopped writing down my synchronicities. It increases synchronicities. All I did, instead of trying to write them down, I would just say thank you to the angels. Thank you. Every time I noticed another synchronicity. Now it's like I think it, and all I have to do is wait to see how long it is before it shows up. It's incredible. And sometimes, um, let's say I'm resistant to something because it kind of doesn't fit into my schedule for the day, or I feel overwhelmed or overloaded. Then I simply go and say, for my highest good. If I'm supposed to do this thing for my highest good, they will find a way. My guides, my angels will find a way to stretch time or compress time if that's what's needed. But I will always be cognizant of synchronicities. Synchronicities in my lexicon are God's way of staying anonymous, but yet it's like every time I say that, I hear this whole bevy of angels just laughing and just saying, "Yeah, right," you know, because again, in my lexicon, they work so hard to bring those synchronicities so that we can become cognizant of those coincidences that are strictly not coincidences. They are planned. So, anyway, really do welcome all of you that are watching. And the next one is more vivid dreams. I know since I've been wearing Moldavite, I've been completely negligent about writing down my dreams, but I do notice when I'm dreaming the same theme, when that theme comes back forward and forward and forward again. And I pay attention to what that theme is. And then I ask for help. Help me resolve that issue that's at hand. Help me with that. Um, it helps you connect with your spirit guides. I know that I'm going to be teaching a class at Center for Spiritual Enlightenment. I think it's April 23rd on how to connect with your spirit guides. And I've been telling myself this is a class that I was given it years and years ago, that I have to bring forward. Haven't done it yet. That's the first step. I've got a couple videos on how to connect with your spirit guides. And I've got YouTube uh, videos too, because I try to do them simultaneously. But the class is 2.5 hours, and it's going to go more into depth. The Center for Spiritual Enlightenment, chances are I'll probably offer a Zoom version of that too afterwards, um, because I will want to concentrate on the people that are in the audience at the same time. This one is really important. This next one deepens your meditations. One of the things that I recently discovered that I didn't really know before, people get so discouraged because they try to meditate and they say, I can't do it. I can't do it. My monkey mind takes over and I'm nowhere near it. It takes 1 year, 12 months doing it daily for you to finally establish the grooves that you need to sink yourself into a meditative state quickly. The rest of the time, it's trial and error. Just keep at it. And the fastest way I can tell you uh, to to get into a meditative state, follow your breath. Just, follow the breath going in and the breath coming out. Follow your breath. So please do um, not give up. Don't let yourself down by saying, I'm no good at this. And by wearing Moldavite too, you will have that sense of calmness, of peace. Another thing that, and this is absolutely understandable, Moldavite brings cosmic awareness. You might at times feel very drawn to looking up at the sky and just seeing what's out there. I can the one of the most amazing occurrences in my life was when Halley's Comet came through about 20 odd years ago, maybe 30 at this point. But I happened to be going to Course in Miracles study group in Woodbridge, which is about 4 to 5 miles away from me. And as I rounded the corner, because the street dipped down behind the meditation center, the whole sky was nothing but Halley's Comet. That was absolutely exquisite. Every once in a while, pay attention to what the lunar thing is. Today is a great day because today is the dark moon. It's the moon of manifestation. The full moon is where you clear out issues, but the dark moon, which is today, is where you put down your intent for what you want to have happen. So it will bring you a closer, like awareness, a cognizant awareness of cosmic consciousness. Next one is it awakens the intelligence of the heart. You may have had experiences where you were just bashed and nothing is making you feel good, but you can't hold on to whatever happened because it's not going to make any difference to the people who perpetrated it, but it is going to make you feel bad. So you know that you have to let it go. And this is where the intelligence of the heart is so important because you will be given the ability to give yourself the right to let go and not hold on to hurts, not stay in victimhood. That's the faster you can do that, the better off you are. Um, this is kind of interesting. Taping a piece of Moldavite to your forehead, just taping it there so it doesn't move, doesn't leave. It will give you very vivid visionary experiences. I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to try it tonight and just see what happens. I'll take it off my chain and just tape it to my well, actually I have four other pieces so I can use any one of those. Tape it to my forehead and just see what happens in that case because it's supposed to, again, this is in keeping with cosmic consciousness, cosmic awarenesses. The next one, really important for us, clears blockages, expands our meridians. We have a whole communication system that is like this, all points, intersecting points, and whole grid work, tons and tons and tons of layers of grid work. And every an intersecting point is a meridian. So and that's a communication point. So if you can have that open, the you can again just get on to your spiritual path faster. This one is super important. Disconnects you from unhealthy attachments, which also include fears, phobias, unhealthy. No attachments are worth having the. Okay, I am going to have to take this, so I will continue next week. Actually, I'll give that a go in about 3 minutes because I'm almost done. Uh, and then the last one